Hey guys, it's Rachel and I'm so excited because Joseph Z is with us here at Daystar, and I had to sit down and ask him one question. So much has happened over the last 48 hours.
Oh man.
Israel has attacked Iran. Iran has responded. Yesterday, President Trump was at the G7 summit and he left early. And there's a lot of speculation about what is gonna happen. My question to you is, are we going to war, one? And two, what is the prophetic significance of what we see unfolding right now?
Well, let me start this way, Rachel. At the beginning of the year, I had a prophetic vision, and it truly was, I was caught up in the Spirit. And as I was riding along a bus in this vision, I saw a flash over the horizon. I saw a number of things happen. People were bending down on the bus and the skin on their back began to burn. And when that happened, I woke up from that and the Spirit of the Lord said to me, the church, the ecclesia, is the nuclear deterrent. I believe what's happening right now is absolute intervention on a global scale. Now, there's a lot of negatives with this picture, and there's a lot yet to be unfolded with it. But at the beginning of the year, the Lord spoke to me also saying that this is the time where we keep striking the ground, we keep striking. When the prophet told the king to take the handful of arrows and strike the ground, he only did it 3 times. This is our opportunity to lean in intercession and push this nefarious activity back. Another thing I see that the spirit of Antichrist wants to take advantage of is to bring about a word that I have in my spirit called Decapolis. And it wants to bring symbolically 10 cities burning at the same time in America. And I believe the spirit of Antichrist would like to see that slip under the radar and take place in America while we're having a global conflict. But I believe this, I believe the Spirit of God Almighty is not going to allow that. I believe we are going to stand up in faith and favor and push this nefarious activity back by the power of God Almighty. So here's the good news. You are the answer. If you're part of the church, you're the ecclesia, you are stopping this. You have the authority from heaven and by Jesus Christ to put a stop to it. So do I think we're going to war? I think that it's the preliminary stage of that.
I mean, because some people are saying we're already actually in World War III. Like, this is not the start. We're already in the beginning process.
People are saying that. I believe that there's a version of it that's like a Cold War for World War III, but I do believe that we can still see this thing turn. However, in the midst of it all, whatever this blows into, God's hand of favor is upon the church, upon America, and upon Israel.
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible to see what Israel has already done. I mean, they've taken out a lot of Iran's nuclear programs, their facilities. They've got control over the airspace. So, I mean, this is like something that, I mean, will go down in history as such a significant pivotal point.
It will, Rachel. You know, people are talking about, they don't agree with the morals or politics of Israel and all that. We're not talking about those things in a geopolitical way. We're talking about a covenant of God Almighty with Israel. So you've got to separate the two. Even if things happen in a nation that you don't agree with, that still doesn't give us the right to deflect or step away from what the Bible commands us to do, to pray for the peace of Jerusalem. So we've got to continue to stand with that nation. I believe that the hand of God is on Israel, the hand of God is on America, and we're praying for all lives right now.
Right, yeah, and you know, Donald Trump, his philosophy, his political ideology has always been peace through strength.
That's right.
And he gave the Iranians 60 days to make a deal, and they couldn't do it. So on day 61, this is when this attack happened. And he said many times, hey, we can still make a deal. You can still come back to the table. Do you think Iran will come back to the table, or where do you see this conflict going?
I think Iran is going to run to the table. I think they're going to run to the table. I think they're going to beg to be at the table. Actually, 2 weeks ago, I gave a prophetic word about this, that I showed a picture on my whiteboard, as I do, Rachel, where I was drawing, that I said, Israel and Iran are going to get into an exchange now, and it's going to really heat up. And when they do, America's going to get involved. And when this takes place, there is the threat of a real nuke or a massive action that will take place. When that happens, I saw running to the table. So that means not just Iran, but they're going to try to come to the table. And I believe that is Trump's motive here, to get people to the table. You know, anything can happen, but we're praying, and I believe we can alter the narrative.
Okay, one last question.
Yes, ma'am.
What do you think about some of like MAGA's biggest supporters deflecting on Trump as it relates to the situation, specifically people like Tucker Carlson, Steve O'Bannon? They just released a podcast this morning.
I know it.
And I mean, that's kind of crazy.
Well, people might not like what I'm about to say, but just because you're MAGA doesn't mean you're a Christian. And MAGA's wonderful. We're so grateful for the conservative movement. We're so thankful that we have a leader that's leading us with good conservative values in this nation. But here's what we really need to say. People need to know Jesus. And the reason they're deflecting and turning on Israel is because they don't know the God of the Bible, or they don't know the Bible with the covenant promise of Israel attached to the church. And we've got to stand for that. So I'm in complete disagreement on breaking rank with the president right now. We need to stand firm for Israel. I'm not saying you agree with their politics or all the things they're doing, or even the moral parades they have over there. Here's what I am saying. We've got to stay with the Bible. And that is the issue at hand.
Yeah, and really Israel is an arsenal of democracy
Yes.
in the Middle East. They are the first, like, on the front lines, standing for our freedoms and our values. And so really what Israel just did to Iran is something that helps all of us. The world is a safer place when Iran does not have nuclear weapons.
It cannot acquire a nuclear weapon. Now, they found like a 2,500 acre property that was just revealed yesterday, talking about they have been developing nuclear weapons and they're ready to go. And so that is why there's this preemptive action right now.
Well, thank you so much, Joseph Z, for being with us. If you guys have enjoyed these prophetic updates as it concerns Israel and Iran and what's going on in the world, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to stay up to date with all of our latest posts.